Good morning. I want to ask you about an article that was written in something called The Appeal in December of 2018. And it was titled, "Is the NYPD's Special Victims Division prematurely closing sexual assault cases?" which is particularly relevant in light of the slide that showed a staggering and across-the-board increase in reported sex crimes in the city. And what the article found was, again, an extraordinary high number of sexual assault and rape complaints that were deemed to be either uncooperative complainant or unfounded, meaning a very high number of almost all women who had come to the NYPD alleging that they had been raped had had their cases determined to be unfounded. And the numbers were quite startling. In 2014, and this goes back a few years, something like 12.5% of all cases assigned to the Special Victims Division were marked uncooperative complainant. In, I think, 2015, nearly 19% of the total reported rapes were considered to be unfounded, which is a separate category. Queens in particular saw an extraordinary number of rapes in 2015 classified as being unfounded, 27%. The consensus among researchers and law enforcement professionals is that the average number of rapes that might be reported which are untrue are in the low single digits. And by way of example, in Los Angeles, for the period 2014 through 2016, their reporting of unfounded rape or sexual assault allegations were less than 3%. Can you tell us what is the percentage of rape or sexual assaults that the NYPD deems to be unfounded or closes because the witness is uncooperative? Do you keep those statistics?
Yeah, we do. Dermot will answer the balance of this question, but I will state that we are absolutely committed to providing justice for the victims of, for the survivors of sexual assault. And we do this in a number of ways. We do this in making sure we have enough personnel and special victims. We put new leadership in there, and we also meet with the advocates every 3 months to make sure that we are doing that in conjunction with the advocates and the survivors. So Dermot, I don't know if you have those numbers.
Yeah, if you could give me the current statistics, and you could tell us what might account for such an extraordinary high number of unfounded designations coming out of Queens.
So you were quoting a number of years and statistics there. I will get back to you before the end of today with our current statistics, but I can reiterate what Police Commissioner O'Neill said. Under Chief Harrison, we are continuing to work with the advocate community. We've made a number of additions to the unit as a commitment. We've driven the caseload down. We've taken the recommendations at times. We've had set up processes where rape survivors with advocates review the cases, and I can tell you that the feedback has been extremely positive that we've received from the rape advocates as well as rape survivors. To specific cases in a borough 5 years ago, we will have to get back to you, but it is a very low number, Councilman, of unfounded cases in the rape category.
Okay, good. So you'll be able to get us that information today. I mean, listen, if you told me you got it to me by the end of the week, that'd be okay also. But you'll get us the data.
We will get you for 2018 what we closed any rape case by the end of today.
Okay, and the closed separated by, I guess there's an unfounded designation.
Whether it's arrest,
uncooperative
unfounded,
complainant.
I'm going to tell you that unfounded, it will be a very small number.
Okay, good. And you'll break it down by borough? Because there seems to be a discrepancy or a variance based on borough.
Sure.
Okay,
But
great.
again, some of those numbers you were quoting, if I heard correctly.
True.
5
Some were
years ago.
2014, 2015. If we're in a different place now,
Yeah,
that's great.
and that's the good news, that the work that has been done over the last years, some of it started by the former chief, continued certainly, and with the current chief, to work with the advocates, to work with the sex crime survivors, to hear their concerns. And I think that that's why what puts me in a very comfortable place today to say that I am confident and quite proud of the work of our Special Victims Division.
All right, great. I have a